Hey there folks, again it's time for another Smash Suggestion Box. Each week we look at possible DLC character ideas for Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS, giving a little bit of explanation on the character background, some move suggestions, and we wrap it up by explaining why they should be in Smash at all. Last time we went full indie with Shovel Knight, this week we'll come back to Nintendo for our new femme fatale, Krystal from the Star Fox series. One of the few franchises shown in Super Smash Bros. To lose representation is Star Fox. Now back down to only 2 characters after losing Wolf O'Donnell from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which we'll cover in a later episode. But one thing stuck out to me the most when characters were revealed for the latest Smash Bros. There are a lot of women in this game, a lot more than usual, which adds a lot of diversity to the roster. We literally have a woman from every game except for Donkey Kong and Krystal from Star Fox. Krystal was an inhabitant of Saria, formerly known as Dinosaur Planet, and fought the villainous General Scales to help free the residents of Saria, who were being impressed by his rule. Then her game was transformed into a Star Fox game, and she was imprisoned by Andross and eventually saved by Fox McCloud instead. After the defeat of Andross, Krystal joined the Star Fox team and has been a valued member since. As for what happens during the events of Star Fox Command, I really don't know because there are multiple endings, and none of which have been labeled as a canonical ending just yet. Moving on to what Krystal can actually do, she's a very capable flyer, fighter, and warrior, as Fox in the game perhaps even more so. Before being part of the Star Fox team, she was equipped with a magic bow staff that could shoot fire, ice, propel her forward like a rocket, create shields disguised its user, or even cause earthquakes by being smashed into the ground. This is a powerful tool and could very easily make up the entire moveset for Krystal instead of being a carbon copy of Fox himself. The special and recovery move that makes the most sense would obviously be the Rocket Boost Staff power-up from the Star Fox Adventures game, in which Fox would launch himself upward from certain points in the game, though in Smash Bros, Krystal will just use it anywhere. For a side special, the Ice Blast makes the most sense, given its directional nature and unique ability to rip off the Ice Climbers. As for a neutral special, let's just assign it the Fire Blast. It would be a weaker, longer range version of Mario's Fireball, and be more of a straight attack like Luigi's instead of being a bouncy one. The down B could easily be the barrier that the staff makes, acting like a reflector. If it is chosen to differentiate it from the other reflect barriers used by other Star Fox characters, I'd suggest, due to the shape of the barrier being made, that the projectiles get bounced in an arc away from Krystal. Doing so changes how the barrier should be used and can even throw off enemies who are not prepared for such a strange alternative. But to keep her offensive in her entirety, the ground quake would be the next best option. Have her slam the staff into the ground and topple nearby foes, and knock back adjacent foes, maybe even bury them depending on how far you want the concept to go. This could also be used as a down smash attack instead. For Final Smash, there are a few options, but being a member of the Star Fox team, she could easily just be thrown into a Landmaster like Fox, Falco, and, well, Wolf, I guess. Krystal doesn't seem like much for a Landmaster tank, and to keep the references to Dinosaur Planet specifically, I'd say instead of calling in the Landmaster tank, she calls in the adult Prince Tricky, now an adult unlike their first adventure. And the two could wreck house much in the same way, but with a dinosaur spin to it. That or the one flying Cloud Runner dinosaur you pair up with in the game could be used as one of her V instead. So why would we suggest Krystal, knowing this will only encourage the furry fanbase to rise and bombard us with more requests? Ignoring that less than lovely aspect of the character's fandom, Krystal is another strong female character Nintendo has to throw into the mix. Mario has Peach, Legend of Zelda has Zelda, Pokemon has Jigglypuff, I think, I'm not sure. Even Kid Icarus has Palutena. While Krystal isn't the most popular character Nintendo has, or even from the most popular series Nintendo has, she is still a significant female presence in a game that already boasts many strong female contenders. Throwing another into the mix would certainly help push the game farther than expected. More than that, it's just nice to see a new Star Fox character in the game that wouldn't be a ripoff of Fox himself. But I'd still argue that Wolf should have stayed too, because he was not much of a ripoff. I don't care what anyone says. It's criminal he was removed from the roster entirely. I mean, thank you for joining us this week on Super Smash Suggestion Box. Come back again and we'll discuss another character who should be in the ranks alongside Mario, Kirby, Link, and the rest. If you have a suggestion, be sure to send those to our email at evacstation@gmail.com, and maybe we'll bring it up in a future episode. Until then, thank you and